Hello hustlers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the two best techniques that will help you to learn new things, and these are the most efficient techniques to learn things. So without wasting a further time, let's get started. But before that, if you are new here, then consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. So let's first discuss about active recall. Many experiment has been conducted on this technique of learning things, and some of them I am going to discuss now. If someone is not interested in knowing about those experiments, then he or she can skip to the next chapter of this video. So the first experiment was conducted in 1909 by Edwina Abbott. Conducted one of the earliest experiment on active recall, where she compared the effects of reciting word list versus reading it. She divided 40 students into two groups. One group recited the word list aloud after reading it, and the other group read the word list silently twice. She then tested their memory of word list. After 10 minutes, 1 hour, 1 day and 1 week, she found that reciting the word list led to better memory retention than reading it. Another experiment was conducted in 2011 by Jeffrey Karpik and Janelle Blunt. Conducted an experiment where they compared the effect of active recall versus concept mapping on learning science concept. Concept mapping is the process of creating a concept map, which is a diagram that shows the relationship between concept in a logical way. They divided 120 students in 4 groups. The first group studied a text by recalling as much information as possible, and the second group studied by creating concept maps, and the third group studied by both recalling and making concept maps, and the fourth group studied by reading the text 4 times. They then tested their memory of the text after 5 minutes and 1 week. Usually both factual and conceptual questions. They found that active recall led to better performance on both type of questions than concept mapping. Now let's discuss the exact way by which you can implement active learning in your daily learning. Active recall is a learning technique that involves actively retrieving information from your memory rather than simply reviewing it. For example, on day 1 you read any topic, and with that topic you write multiple questions regarding that topic, and then when you revise that topic, then instead of just reading your notes or watching lecture, you test yourself on what you learned by answering those questions, doing multiple choice questions, or explaining the concept in your own words. Active recall works better than passive learning because it forces your brain to work harder and activate more neurons in your brain's hippocampus region. By practicing active recall, you strengthen the neural connection that are important for remembering information, and you make it easier to recall that information in the future. Now let's move on second effective learning technique, and that technique is spaced repetition. Before discussing spaced repetition, let us first discuss the forgetting curve. The forgetting curve is a graph that shows how quickly we forget new information over time. So here is forgetting curve shown on the screen, and you can see how quickly we forget things just after learning it. Now here the spaced repetition plays its role to interrupt this curve and help us to recall most things even after a long period of time. For example, instead of cramming everything the night before an exam, you review the material a few hours after learning, then a day later, then a week later, and then a month later, and so on. And by using this spaced repetition technique, you don't need to revise everything daily because it is very difficult for every single student. So spaced repetition works better than matched practice because it takes advantage of the spacing effect, which is the tendency for information to be recalled better when presented in a spaced out intervals rather than all at once. So here on screen you can see that this is my spaced repetition routine. So the first topic that I have read is the structure of bacteria and bedside history taking and blood pressure on 13 Feb, and on 14 Feb I did its first repetition, and then I scheduled this on 19 Feb for my second repetition. So in the same way you can revise things in a spaced out manner. So yeah, that's it for my today's video. I hope you learned something new and useful. If you want to learn more about money, productivity and study related tricks, then I recommend you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch my other videos, and also share my videos with your friend. So see you people in my next video. Till then, keep hustling.